Hi everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Be Well at Circle K podcast. Today I'm going to be spending some time with Aoife Boden. When we were sitting down looking at who would be the first female to take part in the podcast, Aoife was top of my list. I spent a bit of time with her in a car doing some visits. I'm fascinated with how she juggled working in Circle K with her personal life and all things fitness and well-being. She also disclosed to me how good she was at tennis. Didn't fully believe it, but then I've seen some photos of her winning competitions and she's brought me along to this fantastic venue. We're going to play a game of tennis and have a chat. So come along, listen in, and hope you enjoy. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome Aoife.
Thanks, Paul.
It's lovely to have you taking part in the podcast. So thanks for bringing me along to your local tennis club.
Tennis and Golf Club, yeah.
Yeah, and golf club. How long have you been a member here?
Oh, 20 years.
Okay, so
Just 8 years old.
yeah, they're absolutely. I was inside having a coffee earlier on, and look, we don't recognise you from around here. So
Yeah, they don't like your kind.
yeah, I wouldn't say so. But no, they were really nice. So thank you for having us. I suppose really what I want to do today is have a chat with you about Circle K, outside of Circle K, and what you do around fitness and well-being. And I know you're quite good. I don't think I've played tennis since I was 12 and I was on a holiday. So I'm looking forward to kind of watching you in action and hopefully return a few balls to you.
Sounds like a plan.
Right, brilliant. Thank you. Yes, now I'm on.
Okay, we're in the boxes.
What do you mean? Yeah, that's
Get
it.
it lighter.
All right, I'm just getting me burden. That
Sorry.
was out of the box. 1-0 to me. Or 15, love.
Get your body into it.
On what?
Like turn into it.
What am I doing? Just hitting it?
You're kind of just like,
Yeah, but I don't
no,
want...
like over the bridge, under the bridge.
All right. There you go. Oh, yes. I'm getting there. I'll make you walk. Backhand, look. Yes. Look at that. Yes. I have me eye in now, Aoife.
We turn it up?
No, not yet. Want to have a chat first. You see the girls down there, like what standard would they be at?
I mean, we have a really good junior program, so they'd be more age group than level.
Because they were doing this, right? And I was like, geez, that's not too bad. And then they started hitting the ball. And I was like, no, I'd imagine Aoife's better than that. And I was scared looking at that.
Do you have a two-handed backhand?
Two on the backhand, right? Oh, that's wrong side. So you threw me there now. Oh yes, now we're talking. I'm loosening now, you see? Pointing me eye, look. Sorry, I got carried away, Aoife.
Ready?
Yeah.
I serve?
No, not properly yet. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Aoife. Outside of Circle K, probably first.
Yeah, well, I am extremely active.
Yeah.
But I'm 29 this year.
29?
I live with my boyfriend Andrew.
Yeah.
We play tennis, golf, paddle, gym, boxing. We do everything together.
You do all together?
Everything, yeah.
And who drives that? Is that you driving
Me,
him?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, here, get up and go.
How long have you been going out with Andrew?
2.5 years.
So was he active before then, or?
He would have played a little bit, but I think it's such a big part of my life that like I can't be with someone who's not, into the same things.
And are you from around here, Aoife?
My house is literally over there.
Okay, so you've kind of grown up in this whole area, you've been around sport.
Always, yeah. Like my mum and dad would have been playing tennis and golf here when they were kids. So like they're insanely active and they play loads of sports. So I just always grew up like that.
It was the one thing that stuck in my head the day we were in the car is you were just kind of rhyming off all the activities that you do and how active you are day in, day out. So yeah, and does that come from your family?
Yeah, like my mom is like just the most, now a little bit older now, but she's just the most active person. Like she would play golf here, then she might be in a tennis final, and then her friend might be like, here, we go play squash, and she'll go play squash, and I'm like that as well.
Yeah, but you know what, it does, when you see active parents, now me being a parent, you see how it impacts your kids and how they approach, activities. So obviously your mum and maybe your dad set a really good
like in
message
school
for
and
you.
stuff, it
Yeah.
would have been, you know, I was kind of the odd one out because, you know, I might miss nights out because I had a golf in the morning. And it was like funny seeing people of my age that just played absolutely no sport.
Yeah.
But
And
I
tell
just,
me, when you say missing nights out, so outside, what else do you do? So you're obviously very active, but what else do you do to switch off?
I mean, we like to go away. And like, honestly, I'm probably the most boring person because
No way.
my switching off is just going to play tennis or going to the gym.
No, it's worst places you could be. And tell me about in Circle K. So what's your background of your career, Aoife? So 29. What did you do before Circle K, and how long have you been with us?
So I did food science in college,
Yeah.
and then straight after college, you need to. I'm making you run now.
Yeah, that's all right. Go on. Straight after college, what?
Straight after college, I went into Tesco.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Okay.
As like a buyer, kind of junior buyer, and then decided I needed a bit of a change and applied for Circle K.
Very good. And how was Tesco to work for?
Good. I mean, it was a very big business, like big with the UK, and everything was kind of UK led.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I didn't feel like I really fit in there,
Okay.
and I just wanted to kind of change it and just take the leap and move.
I think we have a few people in Circle K now that worked for Tesco previously. I know Derek did, Judy did.
Judy, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's been a few that have kind of come through. And when did you join Circle K?
I'm 2 years last month.
Wow. And how have you found it?
Like, remember at the time being like, am I making the right decision? Like, you know, people my age, you know, when we see like everyone in Tesco was like, oh, I'm 15, 20 years in the business, and I was like, I'm only 5. Like, do I just stick it out? But I'm so happy that I left. Like,
Yeah.
I've just never fit in so well with everyone.
Yeah.
And like, I just love it.
And what's been the biggest challenges since you came over?
I mean, I guess the pace, because and like size of the store. Like in Tesco, we had all the space in the world, but like just the fast pace of it, the fact you kind of have to do everything for it. Whereas in Tesco, we would have had about a million teams helping you, whereas you're kind of, you know, you're involved in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm tricky now with the balls. And tell me, so you rhymed off sport you do. So you do squash, you do paddle, you do golf, you do tennis.
No, I don't do squash or badminton.
Oh, you don't, do you not? You
No.
do paddle, don't you?
Yeah, we play paddle abroad.
Yeah. And
but we're getting paddle here.
And so what's if you're to rank them in terms of the ones you enjoy the most?
Ooh. I don't know. I'd say tennis will always be my number one.
Yeah, okay.
And then golf. And then boxing. I love boxing.
Oh, boxing, yeah, that's the one I missed, yeah.
That's just a real stress relief.
And talk to me then, so in a week, how often do you do this?
Golf would really depend, like maybe twice a week, once a week, kind of in summer. And then gym and boxing would be 5 days a week, yeah.
Oh. Oh.
But like, I won't fit everything in every week because my diary will change. But it's so important to me that I have that hour, 30 minutes. So like I fit it in, and if I need to do it, I'll fit it in.
Yeah.
Like I'll find the time.
And all in the evening time, or do you do any in the morning time?
I'm not a morning person
Okay, so,
at all.
all right, so you're an evening person.
Maybe
so.
in the summer, but I like a Friday morning. I like a gym class on a Friday morning, but I'd still do something in the evening. I feel if I don't do anything in the evening, I'm wasting an evening.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's what's really important. And if you were to describe yourself in 3 words, how would you describe yourself?
Say active, late, and very like carefree.
Okay, I get the late piece. You were 20 minutes late for our podcast, so let that one be noted. Oh yes!
You did it too hard.
You ran it. Oh, this is my tactic, Aoife. Hit it as hard as I can. 100%. I know you are, so I'm getting them in now. So one of the reasons I wanted to chat to you, Aoife, was, as I said to you, the day I spent in the car. You're a young woman, very active. But one of the things I've learned, particularly in the last 5 years of doing this role, is some of the challenges women have having a career, balancing everything. And whilst, you know, the argument could be made it's men and women, I know it's probably added pressure on females. Talk to me, how have you found, you know, 29 now, probably 10 years into a career, how have you found the balance?
I mean, I think it's, you know, growing up being really active, I never had to like, you know, think about it.
Yeah,
Like, I will always find the balance because it's so important to me.
yeah,
And like, I've never like had a moment where, you know, a breaking point that I'm like, God, I need to sort myself out. I need to get back into things because it's so important to me that I'm like, I'd never ever like stop or
yeah.
let something get in the way.
And when you say you're very active and obviously very driven, talk to me about how driven you are from a career perspective.
I mean, I think from like being in sport that I'm like, I always want to win. I want to figure out what my weaknesses are and get better at them. And like, you know, I was only working on my serve last night with my coach.
Yeah.
That like, I think that comes into work because I'm like, in tennis and golf, like, you know your weaknesses are. You need to get better at them, so you have to work on them to get better. And like in work, I know I like having feedback. I like being told like, hey, what do I need to do to get better to get up? Because like it's like I want to win or I want to get promoted. I want to go up. It's like, how do I do it? That like I'm so open with like my manager to be like, you know, what can I do to be better?
Yeah. And how do you, you know, 2 years into Circle K, that constantly wanting to improve and get better, how do you approach that? You mentioned your manager. How else do you kind of approach trying to grow your career?
But I guess just like being, you know, working with people across the like different functions and stuff, learning from them, seeing like how I can kind of get better, and then, you know, working with like my manager with Emma as well to be like, what can I do to get better? And if it's making a plan, if it's, you know, being honest and being like, you know, I'm actually really bad at this. I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
And just being open about it.
Yeah. And you say you're quite living the moment. You know, do you think about 5 years down the line where you want your career to be? Are you thinking like that, or what way are you thinking?
I wouldn't think too far ahead. Like 10 would probably be too long, but
Yeah.
like I know I have a path of like I want to move up. I know my steps to get up, but
Yeah.
I'm not too rigid with stuff because I'm like, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And when you say you kind of know you want to move up, what would that look like from a career perspective?
I mean, my dream is to be a director. I want like people under me. I want to like, I feel I love teaching people, like showing things. I feel like I'm an extremely organized person.
Yeah.
That I love just like helping people and showing them like my way and helping them.
Yeah. And what about, let's say, when you want to progress and you take on probably a bit more responsibility, more people reporting in under you, how do you get that balance between career and having such an active life?
Like work takes a priority, obviously, but you know, I kind of just take a step back, calm down, set out what I have to do, and then, you know, if it's getting up in the morning early, if I miss an evening because I'm doing work,
yeah,
I'll do that. Like I'll find a way.
Yeah, and I think it's a great attitude to have. I think too often people sacrifice one for the other. I would have learned something, you know, this whole work-life balance phrase. It's more about work-life integration. You know, you have
Yeah.
to make time for fitness and well-being, what you like doing, whether it be family, career. They all need to be together because otherwise it won't work. So yeah, my only piece to it is make sure you keep prioritizing this.
Yeah.
So going back to juggling it and, you know, what's really important for you. So if you had to give up one thing of the activities, what would that be? What would you sacrifice?
Oof. I mean, probably the gym. The gym's like down my list.
Is
If
that
I have to get a strength session in, it's back of my head. I'm like, oh, I'll skip that today.
you're just doing strength because you have to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I love my heart rate to be close to a heart attack. I love, the only thing I'm thinking about is like, when's my next break? When can I take a breath?
Yeah.
And I think that's just like clearing my head because it's all you can focus on. And like if I'm having a stressful day, I need that and I'll find the time, because if I don't, I won't sleep. My heart rate will be high. I'll feel agitated. I won't work well the next day because I'm stressed. I'm thinking about stuff from the previous day. But yeah, definitely lifting weights.
And do you see clear pathways for you as a career in Circle K?
I mean, I have a path, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm open to things going sideways, going different.
Well, you've done that, haven't you? You've moved within categories in the last kind of 2 years
Yeah,
since you've been in.
but you know, I'm not strict on one side or one way. I'm like, no, I'd love to see different areas of the business. You know, the fact that everything's in the office, different functions, and like European team, everything's in the office. There's just so many opportunities.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't kind of pick one over the other.
Okay. My
Not
game.
used to it.
So, am I underhand or overhand?
Over.
Oh, I know that's how they do it, but like I'm an amateur.
Now don't hit it hard because you won't be able to hit it.
112 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at that right in the corner. Yes, 15 love.
You
You keeping score? Like if this goes like this now for the whole match, I'd be happy. Point.
Okay, I'm making it
Look,
serious.
she's getting all serious now. Look. So it's gonna be like that, is it?
Yeah, it is.
What happened to ease me
You
into
serve
it?
a bit harder. I'm not running that much.
What?
Serve a bit harder. That's like barely going over.
I'm trying to be accurate.
Well,
We'll
that's
just play. Look at that. Oh, yes. Yes.
That was
Oh, come on, let me away with that.
out. No.
Heart rate is going up now.
Easy.
Oh, we 30-15.
30 all.
I'm in it. I reckon I'm going to be better when I'm not serving.
Oh,
That in?
yeah.
Yes. I practiced that one. I'm going to go for this one now. Did you even see that? I tried to change hands. You don't see the pros doing that.
No.
I'm going to get one back here. I get this on camera, Aoife. Right, here we go. Thanks for clarifying. Is that one in, yeah?
That was in.
I'm walking up.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Aoife.
15 love. One game, or one shot. Winner takes it all, Aoife. I'll serve. She was under
First
pressure
serve.
there. She was under pressure. If that had gone in. What's the etiquette about taking your top off if you win? I'm gonna like run around and
Yeah,
celebrate.
it's allowed, yeah.
Okay. Ah!
I should brought a trophy.
Oh, I think I won. No,
Won what?
No.
1 point.
What did I win? One game? I did win one game.
Just about, and it was the first game,
Yeah.
so it doesn't count.
So what we said is I start well. So we'd have played
Well,
one
you
game.
got
I would
good
have won.
again. You got good in the middle, and then you just lost your head.
Yeah, I see. I get too carried
Get
away.
too
with myself.
caught up,
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna go big, and you have to calm. Deep breath. Next point. Reset.
And is that a big thing? Yes, training.
Oh yeah.
Is
Like that's how I would have gotten better over the last couple of years. I've really gotten better, and it's
so it's not technical. It's not like your skills.
so mental. And like
Okay.
I was only playing a young girl recently, and she's really strong, big serve, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get wall off now off the court. She missed a couple of shots, lost her head, and I didn't have to do anything. And I was like, that's where I've learned. That's where like I've come across people where I've lost my head, and they've stayed calm, and they just let you make the mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's all golf, even the gym, like in tennis as well. It's so much in your head because if you hit a few bad shots, you're like, oh, like I'm like, oh, can't hit my forehand, can't hit my backhand. Oh, and then I mess up. Yeah.
Constantly thinking about.
But then if you're like, forget about it. Next point, reset. Okay, next point. Okay, next point. And you're like, okay, forget the game. Like, start again. You have to reset every single time.
It's fascinating because even when you watch professional, you would think they're so good, and the head goes, they miss it, and then they can't win a game or they can't win a
And
point.
like you'll hear the commentators being like, "He's gone."
Yeah,
Like
like you would
smash
think that
racket.
at that level they would know what to do. I remember hearing, did I read it in Dan Carter's book? Obviously, Dan Carter, number 10 rugby, New Zealand, and he spoke about being the number 10 because you miss a shot, miss a kick, then it's like the big pressures on the next kick, like that, and you've got 70,000 people and everyone, the 30 odd players in the pitch are watching you take this. And he said he'd done this thing where he practiced with his boots. So what he did was he used to dig his toes into the grass so much so that it hurt. So actually what it looked like was he was practicing, but it was actually he was nearly hurting himself. And it was to change his mind away from the last kick.
Just focus on that.
Just focus, so all his focus would go on, that's a bit sore, and then you would go through his technique and then kick the ball. But like at that level, you think as basic as like digging his toes into the ground just to
the impact that has on him. Like I wouldn't have anything like that, but I know I'll slow it down and I'll be like, okay, calm down.
And
relax.
Did it ever go against you just couldn't get your head back?
Plenty of matches. Like I've now been on a winning streak the last like year, but like there's definitely times where I just can't get my head in. Like this time, well, May last year, I was in a tournament down in Donnybrook and I had matches every evening after work, every evening. It was singles, doubles. And on Thursday evening, I think I was playing at like 9 o'clock, won my singles. I was into the final and I was like, amazing. It was the first tournament of the summer and I was like, amazing. Friday morning, my granny died. And and I didn't know what to do on the Saturday because I was like, I'm in a final. But then my head's like, I couldn't walk on court without crying. But I wasn't doing anything that day. And I was like my sister, I can see my sister on my bed being like, don't play. Like you'll just feel awful. Your head won't be in it. I'll just be like jittery. And I was like, no, do you know, I'll play. Because I'd just be sitting at home thinking and crying. And I was like, no, let me just get ahead and play. And I remember like they had said to the organizer that like that had happened. And I remember like walking on court, I stopped to cry about 3 times. It was from here to there. And when I got on court, warmed up, my family, everyone was there. And I kind of was like, I want to win. I kind of switched off and I was like, you know, that happens. And yeah, I can't talk about it.
Give us a hug. Fair play to you. That was around this time last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But like, that's where my head was. If I thought about it, I'd start crying. But like, I knew all I was thinking was like, I want to win. And that's, sorry, I lost my voice there. But I was like, it's those moments that like, I immediately felt better after. And like, I was calm. Like I was everything was going well. Like I was hitting my shots. And I just was able to like, instead of crying, I was just hitting it hard. Like, I can imagine. And then I won in the end. So it was amazing. But like,
I'd say after then it was like a drop.
Oh yeah, I was like, gone. But like those times where I knew my head wasn't in it. But it's just so weird when you're in the moment. It sounds so dramatic, but like it's all I think. When I'm in a match, it's gone. If I'm having a really busy day in work, as soon as I'm on the court, as soon as I'm in the gym, it's gone because I kind of really forget about it. And I'm so in the moment that like all I'm thinking about is that.
Do you know what? I knew about your nanny. I didn't really look as you played the match. Chatting to you at the start, and you were talking about you're really quite boring, as you said.
Yeah.
But you think like other people lose people and they turn to alcohol, they go missing, they go into themselves. Like your release in life seems to be sport.
Yeah.
You know, that was the extreme. So you probably didn't know what else to do other than to go and like, play the match. And
well, that's why I was getting up, and like all my family were like, "Don't, like, just don't do it. It's fine. It's one match. Like, you know, your head's on it." And I was like, I need to do something. Like I was all in me, and I was like, if I sit still, and like it's not as if it's like I want to block it out. It's that like I need to just get my head around something else and just focus on, even for it's a 2-hour match. And I remember like at the start, obviously I was so jittery and like I nearly couldn't say the score because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry again. And then
you keep score.
Yeah.
You just call it.
And every time we swap sides, I was like, don't talk to me. I want to just start crying. But like, I know if I did now, like everyone grieves in different ways, but I knew I needed that. And like, I know if I'm having a really bad day, or like today, I was gone early this morning. I was late. Here was but I know as soon as I kind of park and I'm in a place, my head's clear. And I'm probably lucky that I have
won
that.
the first games, your head wasn't ready.
Yeah, no, it went spiraling, and then I was like, oh, forget about it, move on.
It does, it resonates with me. I mean, part of me wanting to do a lot more was on the back of what happened to Derek, and I kind of didn't really lose. I've lost grandparents, but wouldn't have been overly close, quite young. I've never really lost somebody that close to me. And I don't think I grieved in the way I thought I was going to grieve. I just imagined this outpouring of emotion. And, I had my moments. But, it was 2 weeks after Derek died that I signed up for the marathon. I had no intentions of doing a marathon before that. And then you do that. And I remember doing the marathon and then dropping and then thinking, like, psychologically I didn't realise it, but you drop and then you have to find something else. So it's in that way you want to grieve or you want to remember somebody, you've got to find what suits you. Because I do like to have a drink, but I don't think I'd ever turn to that release. I prefer your type of release.
Kind of boxing back.
But less, like, obviously that's the extreme. I'd say that's day in, day out with you. That's kind of a Monday's tough. Something's not going right for you. I'm going to go play golf. I'm going to go play tennis. I'm going to go box.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're burning that kind of negative energy out of you. And it's one thing that I don't think people realize. You go and you do an activity, you're in the zone, you come out and you feel better. You get the endorphins, it's all rushing through your body. And
crazy. Like, what day was it? I think it was Tuesday, and I did boxing at 6:30, and I was so stressed in work, everything that's going on. And as soon as I got there, and the trainer was like, "Oh, think of something. Just think of."
A picture. Tell us. We'll edit this bit on me.
And I was just like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna have to bang this bag out. And like, I know it, but it doesn't take that. Like, I know I have times where like a walk will clear my head as much as a really high intensity thing. But I couldn't, like, there's been days that like I've been so busy in work, I've had to cancel. I mean, I'd rarely cancel tennis because it's letting other people down, but I've had to cancel the gym. I could be in the office till 7:30, 8, and then I'm at home looking at my work phone, and I'm like, oh, I need to do that, or I forgot to do that. My sleep will be horrendous. I'll wake up in the morning so unrestful, like my body's just not good, and then I'll just be agitated. And I've had times where like I could go for a week without doing anything, and like that's
crazy what it does to your body, isn't it?
Like, just my head, like I just will start overthinking. I'll get annoyed at people. I won't think clearly, and that's why, like, I haven't had a time where that's been so extreme that I've just blown up. But like, I've had times where I'm like, I need to step away right now. I need to just go on the court for an hour, even by myself. I need to just go to the gym. I need to just get out. And like, the way you feel after is just like, I don't understand how people, like, everyone needs to experience that. Like, it's so like, oh,
going for a walk, it could be going for going from a couch to 5K where you're running little bits, but it's just getting out. It's moving. It's clearing the head, and it's probably the one thing I love about training is you go for that 1 hour, you don't think about anything else. You can't. You're trying to weight above your head. You cannot think of what's going on in work or what's going on at home. You've got to be focused on it. You've got to be focused on where it lands. You've got to protect yourself. So it clears it gives you perspective, and you usually come out feeling better.
But like, I know in a class, I'm like you said, even in a match, if I'm not thinking clearly, I'll play bad. I'll get really angry at myself, and then my head's nearly gone worse because I'm not focused. That, like, I've had times where I've had to cancel tennis or the gym because I'm just like, I'm not feeling it today, and that might be, that's okay sometimes, but for me, like, it's so important.
And what do you notice about yourself when you're feeling stressed? Is it more physical? Is it more mental? What little ticks do you see that you're stressed?
I think I just go very blank because my head's going a million miles an hour. Like, I'm so organized. I have all my to-do lists every day, but like, if I'm 4 o'clock, my to-do list hasn't been ticked off, I need to get more stuff done. I know like Leah and Sean and work, they'll literally be like, we can tell. And like, I'll just go silent, and I know my face will show it because I'll just be like, what am I going to do right now? Like, how can I get it? And then, I'll either just ask one of the guys, can we just go down for a coffee for a few minutes, just to be like, okay, I need to get all this done, and just let it out, and then back in again. But like, if I am really quiet and say I'm not in work or I'm at home, like, I know if I just take a step back and just kind of clear my head, then I'll get back into it. But I don't get as stressed as I probably used to. but I know I go silent, I go blank, my head's going a million miles an hour, and I know I show that because it's not in a rude way that I just have a stern face. My head is thinking a million things at once, and that's my head nearly trying to focus, be like, what? How do we feel?
But it's great that for 29 you've got super self-awareness. Like even when you say there, you know, you nearly feel it straight away.
Yeah,
You recognize how you look outside, and then you'll nearly call it and say, I need to go for coffee, or I just need
yeah,
to reset, or I need to go train. You've obviously got a good awareness of, you don't let it get too far with the sound of it. You quite
no.
manage it quite quickly.
Which, like, I think during COVID it was really hard because everything was closed.
Yeah.
My outlet is on court. Tennis courts were closed.
Yeah.
In a group gym class, gyms were closed.
Yeah.
I rented a spin bike. I used to do spin classes
Yeah.
by myself, and like I knew those times where work was really busy. I was by myself in a room, and like that. I mean, I guess that was kind of my breaking point. That I was like, God, if I don't clear my head and kind of work with my stress, it's gonna lead me down like a bad path. And like, thankfully, I have such a good support system, and like my friends during COVID lived right beside me. So like, we just would be like, let's just go out for a walk, let's just go. And like, I know not everyone has that, but like for me, even if I'm by myself and I it's raining and I can't go outside, I know just sitting down, clearing my head, and I'll just feel better. But it's
Who's your support network, would you say?
What do you mean?
Who would you count in that support circle of Aoife Boden's close allies?
Well, my boyfriend would be, he's the one that takes the venting the most. But like, I think in work, like my kind of group that I have in work, I would be so lost without, like, I know I can turn to any one of them to just relax. And then like I'm so close with all my family, which is great.
And the friends that live near you.
And
and have you made much friends from sports, or are they outside? Are they school, or are they
like here was where I would have met my first best friend, and like our dads would have played golf. Our dads were boarders in school, and like I remember we met down at those courts. We were 7 years old playing tennis.
What's her name?
Kira. And we like, once that we formed a group. This is like my home. Like we'd be here 10 a.m. playing tennis. We might go out and play golf. Then we'll come back in the evening, play a bit more. Like we'd be here all day, and like that was just like I couldn't have asked for like a better. Like
better than you at tennis.
She used to be. Yeah, she gave it up.
Did she?
But like just having all that.
But it's probably the one thing that I think goes under the radar with sports is how good it is for social.
Yeah.
So getting to know people, becoming sociable, because you spend time with people. That's one of the things I push my kids constantly into sport, is because it's like you will mix better. You'll be more comfortable that when you do grow up and you go to college and you start a job,
you're used to that kind of.
You have to get used to it, because you don't. You go to school and you have your group of friends that you sit with, but then you move on to another school and you've got to constantly be able to kind of mix. I think it's such a good social piece. And like you said, you grew up like that.
Well, yeah, but then after COVID, like here, kind of friends moved on, they moved abroad, and our group here, it just disappeared. And then after I think of 2020, that May, I joined another tennis club. I mean, it's still tennis, something to me, but I know it's such a sociable, young kind of person club in Ranelagh, Mount Pleasant. And I like, because things were still closed, you kind of just, there's a social on every Friday and you play tennis for 2 hours and you go inside and have pizza and drinks and stuff. And like, that's where everyone meets everyone. And like, we've such a good group now in Mount Pleasant that would never have met them out or in work. Like we've such different paths of life, but because we all play the sport together, we all come together.
That's your common.
Yeah. And like, I know when, say, my cousin was joining the club and she was moving up to Dublin, like she now has a group of friends now because of because everyone, like, that's why I always think with so many tennis clubs, especially around in Dublin, like I've played in all opens and stuff, everyone's so nice, and like you've a common interest, which is the most important. That like it's so easy to just start a conversation. It's probably harder to just start the conversation.
Yeah, but if you're on a court with somebody, surely you talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nowhere else to.
No.
There's one up the road from me. I must give it a go.
Join here.
You seem like a really outgoing person. So when you're talking to me about stress and dealing with stress and acknowledging it, but you always seem really happy and pleasant. You've always been that way.
No, I mean, I guess that's my way of like dealing with stress is like, my motto is always, we'll figure it out. So I try to keep that energy with people to be like I know I've been around, like when you're around people that have bad energy and they're bringing you down, like that brings you down, and like it just
100%, yeah.
spirals down to other people because then you're spreading your bad mood. Everyone has bad days, but I just always want to make sure. I think that's just because I care so much about like my support network and everyone around me that I'm like, I want to make sure that like I'm as positive as I can be. Now, like I've had bad days and I can mask it with just being really positive, and then I'll go home and just break down, or like I'll just go to the gym and forget about it. But like I just try to be really positive because it. If you're having a bad day, but you've someone just being like, "God, are you okay? Oh no, everything will be fine. Oh, here, let's go." You'll feel better, and
Like
I've had that.
you fill in other people's cups,
Yeah,
which makes them.
and like I've had people fill mine, so I'm like, you always have to pay back.
You're obviously a very sociable person. You always been.
No, I mean I would have like struggled growing up because, like I was saying, like in school, not everyone was into sports. Like it was uncool to be like a golfer as a young girl. But
isn't it crazy how it's gone? Because back then, okay, if you were a really good athlete, let's say boys in particular, really good athlete, you were a cool kid in school. But now it's nearly flipped. It's nearly uncool not to be super fit or not to be involved in things like
yeah,
it's weird how it's gone. You look at my daughter's 9 and 10, and they're all into sport, and it's quite competitive. But it wasn't like that probably. Even like
no.
we're only talking 15 years ago for you.
And like unless you were like really good at like I hated hockey. I was a goalie. Like I hated it. But like if you, especially in boys' schools, you could do more tennis, golf, because more guys play golf. Whereas in girls' schools, like none of the sports I played were like cool. Like no one played it, but I was really good at it. That I was like, everyone should play it because I want to show you how good I am.
I want to play golf. Sorry, I interrupted you. So you were saying back when you were in school, it wasn't the cool thing. So did you find it difficult?
Yeah, and like I would have tried to then play that down so that I didn't seem really uncool because I play golf in the morning with like a bunch of 50-year-olds here when I'm like 16. But I think it's only when I kind of left. Even in college, like it was still the same. The guys were the really sporty people, the girls really weren't, and if you were, it was like, God, you should be into getting ready to go out and looking really well. Whereas like I'd come out of the gym sweating, red. I go so red. Like I'm most of the time in gym gear, and then it was only like after COVID joining Mount Pleasant and like joining different clubs and stuff that I was like, that's when I met more people that had similar interests to me.
Yeah.
Which like I mean I've friends that play absolutely no sports, but I actually would struggle to find someone that doesn't play at least a sport. But like that's okay.
Yeah, no, it is. You got to surround yourself with people that you're.
First person I talked to, and I instantly just loved. Oh, it was Niall that rang me, and just and just loved that. And I'm so happy that I did. I've definitely grown up so much more in the last it's only been 2 years, but I'm like, I'm in such a better place than I was.
You Gen Z? You Gen? Is that your?
I think I'm like no, I'm millennial.
Well, no, you're not. I'm millennial.
Oh, I know. No, I think I'm a year off Gen Z.
Okay, so you're more, let's call it Gen Z, because you referenced there about the longevity. Is how does your mind think? Does your mind think, a couple of years of things, whether it be sport, work, move on to the next thing? Is that type of non-committed as opposed to, let's say, 20 years ago, find a job, stay in and build as long of a career as you possibly can?
I mean, it's so hard to say because like I know right now, and like I know even like my sister as well, like she would have moved around companies, and now she's found one that she's like, I can see myself finishing my career here.
Yeah.
And
Why
like
is she?
she's 34.
34, okay. Yeah.
And like I feel like, I mean I've already worked in one other company. This is my second company, but I can already feel that I'm like, I mean now it's such a very handy location for me because it's just my life is here. But I'm like, I can see myself staying here till the end because like I actually have found somewhere that I love.
Yeah.
But like never know.
It's a good culture. It is genuinely in our Irish business, and then you're part of a global business. So like that's why when people say, "Could you see yourself there in 10 years?" To me, I actually can, because you might not be doing the same job, or you might not be working with the same people. You might not even be in the BU anymore, but you could still be part of the Circle K. And credit to them that the values come from the top. right the way down. I mean, the guys are over next week. I don't know if you've ever met them, the founders, but
Yeah.
they're so down to earth. They're
Yeah.
so normal. They don't want any fuss made. They just want to get close to the people. So I get why you say that you find an environment you're happy in, and it's easy to stay in it, particularly if there's new
Sorry,
things
there's
coming.
my dad. It's just classic example. He's over 70 years old, going to practice golf.
That's your dad there?
Yeah.
Does he know you're here?
You know.
He
He used to skip school to go play golf.
Did he?
He used to. The back garden is golf club. He'd jump over the fence and go play golf.
70 years of age. Is he retired now?
He retired when he was 50.
Did he?
He's 73 or 74.
Keeps himself active.
Yeah. And that's like that's what I want to be. I want to be.
Yeah, 100%.
He's had hips done. He's had cancer. He's had everything. But he still. I actually can't believe he's here. He still just keeps going. And like, I love that I have a family that like just keeps going and keeps that kind of alive. Yeah.
I am curious. Like, I just arrived here. Could I just come on and play a game of tennis and nobody would know?
I know, it's really bad.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, I could have just jumped down my car and started playing.
It is bad. Like, that gate just kind of opens.
Yeah.
But
I would have thought there was like.
Where is he going here?
Yeah. Okay. But one thing that I'm trying to advocate, even with my peers, and I've done a couple of sessions with people in the offices around energy management. And actually, when I put one invite in the diary, people thought we were going to talk about how do we reduce electricity usage, but really it's about how do you manage your own energy. So it sounds so my observation with you in work is you're high energy, you give out a lot, you then go home in the evening, you obviously give out a lot in sports and activities. So how do you get that balance between giving out so much energy but then refilling your cup? How do you manage that?
Well, yeah, like I've had like weeks or days where I'm so busy. I'm going home, I've matches, I'm getting to bed late, and I'm wrecked. And like I know from my watch, I like live by my watch. Like if I've had a bad sleep and my watch says it's good sleep, I've had a good sleep. Like forget it. Like, if I feel it, my watch says so. I'm like, okay, I'm up. But like it's so weird for me because like if I go to work, go to the gym after, that's when I've refilled my energy. I actually have really bad energy.
Yeah.
I'll feel really tired if I don't do anything.
Don't do that. Okay, so that is your filling of your cup, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like I love to I'm a late. I'd be late going to sleep because when I go home, it might be late because I've been in different things. I will just switch off and I could be watching TV for a little bit, but like that's where I'll refill a little bit.
Okay.
But it's just getting into bed. And then, like, I'm not an early person, so like, I think that helps.
Yeah. And do you put good fuel into your body?
Good? I mean, a good balance.
Yeah.
Doesn't help with my job, but
yeah.
just constantly, I'm like the chocolate bunny is what everyone says.
Yeah.
But like, I always would have a good balance.
Yeah.
I know I feel good when I eat good, which is, I mean, obvious. But like, I know if I don't eat well, and then I'm in the gym for 2 hours, I'm in a tennis match, and then I'm having bad food, I'm like, what a waste. Like I've just wasted. No, I mean the endorphins and everything, but I'm like, I know you just feel so much better when you eat well and you're exercising. But then like I love chocolate. I'm addicted to chocolate. Yeah. So I have to have it.
What was your favourite Easter egg?
Oh, the crunchy.
Yeah, Cadbury's is the best egg, isn't it? Yeah, that was my daughter's favourite. Because the one with the bits in it. The one with the bits in it. Yeah. Talk to me about, so you won here a couple of weeks ago, you won the final.
Yeah.
Talk to me about fuel before, during, and after. What preparation for a big match? What do you put into your body before it?
I mean, it depends the time of day. Like those matches, my first match was 11 a.m. and I had a whole day of finals ahead of me.
Yeah.
But I get so nervous before a match. Although I'll be like looking the part, legs tanned, outfit ready, I will be shaking, even though I'm like, I think although I'm so competitive, I'm still on the side of like, it doesn't matter. It's only a match. But I'll get so uptight and nervous.
That's good. That's butterflies, isn't it? That nervousness is a good energy.
Even though I've been here 20 years, been in a million finals, even if it's a little tiny Friday social final, I'll still feel really nervous. And I think it's like, I want to win. But I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's only a game. I don't like, have to win. But like, I tend to not eat big meals before a big match.
So what would you have?
Well, that morning we went out for breakfast. Had like hash browns, avocados, egg, so I had everything, and felt so sick and full, but like it was fine. But I'd be like like on court it'd be sugar, jellies, protein bars, Lucozade, anything just with sugar to kind of get me going.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd have a big dinner the night before, so I wouldn't eat too much on the day. But
And what about after? What do you put into your body then after?
it's so, and this is like in the gym as well. I'll be so on a high. I won't be hungry because I'm like, oh my God, like I just won. Oh my God, I feel so good. And then like, usually like after that day, what did we have on that day? I think we got pizza that night, which I did deserve because I was playing for like 9 hours. But like, I mean, we would get a takeaway if I had a really good match or like a really good win. I'd eat anything after.
What's your favorite type of food?
Data, which is in Blackrock. It's like Indian.
Okay.
So good.
Okay. That's your treat.
That's my treat.
If you win a final, I'm gonna have an Indian.
I would have data.
Okay. And never like ice baths, saunas.
I hate the ice bath.
Okay.
There's one in the gym, and Andrew keeps pushing me to go in. I'm like, no. Or like if it's even like we were away and there was like a foot ice bath, so it only went up to your foot. I was like
torture.
No, I'm not doing it. I hate being cold.
So you have no interest or you don't have any need there. And listen, age is probably on your side for this one, I think.
Well, yeah, but like I know so many people just absolutely swear by it. Like especially some of the guys in the gym that would be like big lifters, training for high rocks. They need the ice bath because their muscles are just wrecked, or like sea swimming like in the morning and stuff. I just couldn't bother.
Me and a couple of lads, we go out to Portmarnock. Try to go out on a Friday now if we can. So rather than doing our weight training, we'll kind of run 7 to 10k, and then we jump in the sea then. And it is, look, I wouldn't have done this a year ago, maybe 14 months ago. Now it's like swear by it. Like like you get out of that water and you're obviously cold, and you dry off and you get dressed, and then like you're just like on a major high. It doesn't last all day. For a few hours, it's like you just feel in great form. Nothing can.
I know you're saying that, but I'm like, no.
No. I was that person who really struggled. But once you get into it, then it's such a nice feeling.
No, I want it because I know like where in my gym where the bath is, it's right by the sauna and steam room. That I know people will go sweat hot, sweat cold, and then get back in again. I hate being cold. Like I hate it.
That's what we'll do on the next one.
Get a nice bath. It was the first one that actually was so detailed. Now at the beginning it was a bit too detailed, but I was focusing so much on like, God, if I did a big workout and my strain was really bad, I was like, God, I didn't do enough. I have to do another class. I have to go out for a walk. I have to go, do another. Yeah,
you were nearly aiming. The competitiveness was like, I need to get to a number.
Or I'd be like giving out that doing a weightlifting session was like strain 4, and I'm like, what? I did something.
It felt hard at the time.
That like I love knowing about my body, and because I'm so active, like knowing how my body reacts to all that, and like with Whoop, it showed me so much about recovery, and that was probably my big thing because I still don't prioritize my recovery, but like it was showing me, God, if I drink, I'm going a night out,
you're gone.
I'm gone. My heart rate my resting heart rate's like 90 when I sleep. I was in like the 1% club recovery. It's like a little black skull pops up in your screen.
I had that twice.
And you're just like, God, it shocked me how much like even like a stressful day or going out to drink, even having a takeaway, how much that affects your body. And that's when like I really started kind of like, I've lost a lot of weight in the last year, and that's when I actually was like, oh my God, like you only have one body. Then like I'm doing so much, so I'm like, if I'm not fueling my body correctly, I'm gonna go down a path and like I'm gonna get like all I think about is getting diabetes because I eat so much chocolate. But like stuff like that like, and like recovery, tracking my sleep, tracking my heart rate when I sleep, like there's early signs that like if you have a really high heart rate, like I talked to my doctor about it, being like, God, this is popping up, like do you think there's anything linked to that? And like I'll show her my stats and she'll be like, relax, like you're fine. I'm like, no, my heart rate went up.
I went for my last medical and they have a standard question, but she was wearing the Whoop, the doctor, and I was wearing my Whoop, so she started grilling me on my Whoop stats, and then I was like,
oh, you think you're healthy?
But actually I was pretty good, but the one thing she spoke to me about was heart rate variability, and I didn't really understand it too much, and a lot of that is genuine just fitness, isn't it? The fitter you are, the higher that'll be for you. But the one thing I've probably taken from the Whoop the most is the importance of sleep for recovery. So,
Mm.
like last year, I wouldn't have touched a drink, let's say, for 3 months. But even when I stayed up late and didn't have good quality sleep, I went into red. So I realised actually alcohol definitely doesn't help. But if you don't get the right amount of sleep, and how important reducing sleep debt is, if you can
Yeah.
keep that sleep debt within a threshold, you tend to stay in the green.
Yeah.
And if you're in the green, you tend to be in a better headspace. You tend to be in
Because
a
you
better
think like, I'm good. My body, okay, like this watch is telling me my body's in a good
yeah.
place. And like you'll just feel better when you see it.
But you ever notice when you go on a run a green, it's like it's near impossible not to stay in the green. It's like you just have this run and you just keep hitting your green, and then you feel great about yourself. Your training's better. You feel more productive from work. I know I feel better at home.
I know I'll want to go to bed
Yeah.
on time because I'm like, I need to get 100% sleep. I remember like there was a week straight where I had 100 sleep, 100 recovery. And I was like, I'm perfect. Like there is, I am
Do you know what you
at the
need?
peak
You know
of
what
my
you need?
life.
2 kids in that because you won't be getting
I
100%
know.
7 nights in a row.
I was like waking up and I was like,
Yeah.
another 100, a perfect night.
Yeah.
But then, and that's when I probably moved away from Whoop
because you got so.
I knew how I'd had it for a year and a half, and I was like, I know if I drink that before my sleep's gonna be bad, but then I won't have that, and then I'll be back to normal the next day. I kind of got so in tune with my body that I didn't need an app to kind of show me that. But like with the Garmin, the one thing with it that I love is like it shows the recovery hours you need after you've had a day. So like
the lads showed me that in the gym.
that day that I had the 3 finals, I was 30,000 steps. I
They tell you
burned
not to
like
train for like 4 or 5 days. I'd say.
It was like recovery hours needed like 91, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna log off there for 91 hours. We just send each other TikToks all day, or all evening. But like
all day or all evening.
that was slim. I don't go.
Gillian, did you see that? Yeah.
I don't go on during the day. I can, and I don't know. Is that just from like being in that spot where I've felt I hated myself. I couldn't look at myself because I'm like, oh my god, who is that? And then realizing like that's actually I shouldn't be thinking like that. Like that's not good. And then clearing stuff, clearing my Instagram, clearing my head, and then being like, okay, getting kind of working on myself. And like if that was through just getting out more, meeting more people, and then that just kind of cleared my head. But like I definitely was obsessed. And I know so many like cousins and stuff of mine that are younger are just obsessed with that image, and like you were saying, like sports is uncool, like being all like that. And I'm like, it's so annoying where you're like you nearly have to go through it to get on the other side. But no, I am good at self-awareness, and I'm good at like talking.
You get that vibe from you.
Yeah, like when I'm upset, I'll tell you. Like, or if I'm annoyed, I'll tell you.
Or if you're better than you, you'll tell me.
I'll tell you. Yeah,
you've
like
done
today.
That a few times. For you to ask me,
I guess for you're so active and you train for things that I only wish I could train, like high rocks and marathons. Then you're very successful, and like you're still being promoted and going up. Like, how do you balance that at your ladder?
Yeah, do you know what? It's probably only become a thing in the last 3 to 4 years, Aoife. So before you joined Circle K, and I've told the story before, but we go for a medical every year or every 2 years, and I think I'd gone maybe let's say 5 years ago, and they were giving me the feedback, and she kept saying you need to lose a bit of weight, and because I was saying I can't really run, my knees aren't great, and I had an injury, and she says you need to lose a bit of weight, and I kind of walked, and I was like, oh, I train, and then I went back the following year, and they said to me, you're pre-diabetic. And that was like, it was almost like that one phrase hit me, and I came out, and I was doing lots of training, but I was putting the wrong food into my body. So I was training, but wasn't really getting the benefits of it. So then I went really disciplined. I started counting calories. I went and done personal training. So they were very specific to what I needed. And then I got hooked on it. So I suppose it's not been something I've been great at for 10 years or 20 years. It's something I've only really got good at. And then that self-awareness, then I realized if I eat good, I feel better. And then if I train hard, then I feel better, and then I can perform a bit better. So I suppose they've all kind of come together. And now what I realize in my job is they're all different outlets. So I've got a young family, and they're number one. So obviously I'm very hands-on with them. I bring them to all their activities. I want to be involved. I want to be the dad that's supportive, but I'm a little bit competitive, so I push them. But I'm quite, they absolutely fill my cup and they make the bad days good. The training now, I played football all my life, and now I'm in a CrossFit gym where we do CrossFit in High Rocks. But I'm in a 6 a.m. club, and it's like the lads and girls. It's like we're all very similar. There's no there's nobody that's up their own hole, right? Everybody's there. Everybody's from different walks of life, and we push each other. The banter is like being back in the dressing room when I was younger playing football. So that is my morning outlet. And when I come home at 7:10, the kids are only waking up. I have my shower and I get a bit of family time, and then that really sets me up for the day. I suppose I'm quite good. You said you're very organised and structured. I'm the same, So I'm I prioritize my family time. Now, if I'm going for a family dinner, I prioritize that's in the diary, that has to happen. I prioritize my training time. Tammy trains 3 times a week. I prioritize her training time, so I'm there for the kids, the hour. And then work then fits in and it all integrates. So kind of feel that.
And did you have that before?
I've always been quite structured, but I never prioritized health and well-being. So that's been the piece that's helped me. Like I got promoted to be a director when I was unfit, let's say. Yeah. So it's not. I'm not sitting here saying you get fit, you're going to be at the top of your game. It's not. But I would have had really unhealthy habits. I would have probably drank a little bit too much. I would have eaten the wrong foods. It's only when you look back on pictures you realise physically you weren't as healthy as I am now, let's say. But I just think it's the balance between it's the making sure that you're doing things you want to do. Like I don't train because I have to. I train because I want to.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best at CrossFit, and I'm not the best at High Rocks, and I'm not the quickest to run a marathon.
Or the best at tennis.
Well, that's done. But I like to push myself, be competitive in myself, try to improve constantly. So that's the push, and then I take that into work. So it's the balance. If you can have the balance right, and I think some people prioritize health and well-being too much to the detriment of the career. A lot of people do career over health and well-being, or they neglect family. I think I have a good balance. I don't always get it right, but I always try to reset and make sure family's always number one. I've got to make sure that myself and family, and then everything else usually falls in behind that.
Well, that's really good.
I remember Anya, when she was the HR director, she said she used to have a period in the evening when she switched off because it was all her kids' activities, and then she'd log back on at night when they went. And she didn't feel guilty about that because she wanted to be there. She wanted to bring them, do her walking at the time, and then if she had to catch up on emails, she done it. But nobody was checking up on her. I think if you have that culture, it makes progressing a lot easier. But biggest tip I'd give is don't lose what makes you because you're on a slippery slope there.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have a couple of quick fire questions so people can get to know Aoife Boden a bit better. Morning person or night owl?
Night.
Yeah, I get that. Tennis or paddle?
Tennis for now. When paddle's coming in here next month, so be playing a bit more.
Maybe we'll do
Come
it
back
again.
next month.
For the record, Aoife Ryan, who helps me with the podcast, when she's saying paddle, she thought you meant paddle boarding. So when she was calling, she would call it like, I don't know, she was like, and ride the waves, and I was like, what are you on about waves? It's not.
Yeah, that's a perfect place to record something.
Favorite post tennis snack?
Oh, pizza.
Pizza, yeah, good.
Even after today, I'll cook a pizza.
What's the best pizza around? Where would you go?
It's in Donnybrook. What's it called? I forgot what I was going to say.
Favorite holiday location?
No, Portugal.
Portugal.
We go twice a year. Same place, same restaurant, same everything.
Golfing,
tennis, paddle, everything.
Okay, so that comes in.
Yeah.
Best song on repeat or song on repeat at the minute for you?
It's a really random person. Swimming Paul, VHS.
Swimming Paul VHS. What type of song is it?
Oh, do you know like Fred again? He's like Fred again. Obsessed.
Here's Fred
Real
again.
like techno
Okay.
chill.
All right, I've got a list of when I get in the car. Best friend at work.
Oh, I'm gonna get in
Oh,
trouble.
you have to pick
I've
one.
5.
Right.
I can't.
Pick one.
I can't.
Pick one. Pick 2.
Hannah.
Hannah's best friend at work.
And Hannah's best friend at work.
Is that what you said, Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I have a few. All of them. Hannah, Sean, Leah, Natalia.
Who's the 4th one?
Leah, Hannah, Sean, Natalia.
It's 4.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought you said
Or
4.
the 5th, Alex.
Alex, okay. That's good. Good that you have a lot of them, but.
I get on with so many people, but maybe the main ones.
One thing you'd bring with you onto a desert island.
Especially my water bottle. I bring that everywhere since I bought it. I don't know.
Water bottle.
Yeah, to the desert.
What would you fill it with? Salt water?
Sand. Just wait.
So,
I don't know.
Water bottle?
Yeah.
Not a tennis racket?
Nah, she can't play tennis.
Golf club?
Oh, I can practice bunkers. Yeah. Nah. I don't know, maybe like a towel so I can lie down.
Okay.
Recover.
Recovery, yeah, good. We don't need to get you on a desert island for it. 3 most important things to you. 3 most important things to you as a person.
My family.
Yeah.
My sports. Like a thing, a physical thing.
Anything.
My family, my sport. And just being really happy. Being happy.
So I love, I had in my head you'd say at 29 either when I asked you about desert island or most important you say a phone, and it's not.
But I have no signal.
Yeah.
That's why I was like.
But no, I do love that it's not phones. I think obviously you watched the Masters last week and it's this no phone thing,
yeah.
and you see the last shot and everybody's just watching. It's
amazing. I wish there was more like that, but then I'm the worst when I go to like sporting event. I have to take everything, or like concerts, have to take photos and stuff. But then you never go back and watch it. That like
no.
I'm like, no, they should do more of that. It looks pretty good.
We were in Ibiza last year, me and Tammy, and one of the nightclubs, Pikes, have banned mobile phones. So you're allowed to bring a mobile phone, but they put like a sticker over it so you can't take pictures. And it's just meant to be when you that phrase is what happens in Pikes stays in Pikes. But actually, it's like I was early home, but the whole thing about it is everybody's just enjoying themselves. So there isn't all this kind of selfies or photos. It's just enjoy yourself. It's you lose track of just going and enjoying yourself. What would your boyfriend say about you?
I'm always late, and I need to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And
is he an early bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that I have good energy.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's it for me. Thanks, Aoife. You've been a good sport.
Thanks, Paul. You too.